Change your diet for longevity. In the research on the influence of diet on aging and longevity, special attention has been given to eating behavior. Scientists have largely relied on epidemiological or observational data, comparing diets consumed by different individuals and analyzing their characteristics such as biological aging, disease risk, or life expectancy. As a result, correlations have been identified between certain types of diets and specific outcomes. One key component of the diet that appears to influence aging is the quantity of food consumed. Caloric restriction is a concept that has been extensively studied, involving a reduction of approximately 20% in total caloric intake without reaching starvation. Studies conducted on various animal models, from worms and flies to mice, have shown that animals subjected to caloric restriction generally live longer. An important aspect to consider is that in today's society, we are not commonly faced with caloric restrictions but rather predisposed to overeating. Therefore, some researchers have concluded that it is not caloric restriction per se that is the main beneficial factor. Even if calorie restriction is not feasible, avoiding overconsumption can have a positive effect on the majority of individuals. Thus, avoiding excessive food intake can be beneficial for our health and aging. The concept of diet has also been studied in relation to aging and longevity. Numerous studies have been conducted to determine the benefits of plant-based diets in this regard. There is evidence that a reduced consumption of animal products, increased intake of fruits, vegetables, and whole foods in general has beneficial effects. It is also important to reduce the consumption of refined sugars and other unhealthy foods. Another aspect to consider is the timing of our meals. This is a relatively new area in scientific research on aging and longevity. While most people may not be able to restrict calories, studies have shown that fasting can provide some of the benefits observed with caloric restriction. By limiting the time window for eating, it is believed that many of the benefits observed in caloric restriction studies can be obtained. Another important concept is hormesis and the building of biological resilience. The reason why caloric restriction or fasting can improve the aging process is related to inducing hormesis in our bodies. Hormesis is a concept in biology and medicine that describes a phenomenon where a moderate or toxic stress factor, applied temporarily to an organism, can have beneficial effects on its health and resilience. Although in large or continuous quantities, the stress factor can be harmful, controlled and limited exposure at a low level can stimulate the organism's adaptive responses, making it more resistant and robust. Hormesis applies to various aspects of life, such as exposure to toxic chemicals, radiation, intense physical exercise, extreme temperatures, or intermittent fasting. Such stress-inducing stimuli, when administered in appropriate doses and within a limited time frame, can trigger physiological and molecular responses that bring benefits to the organism. Through hormesis, the body activates defense mechanisms, cellular repair, detoxification, and regeneration, which can lead to increased stress resistance, strengthened immune system, reduced inflammation, protection against chronic diseases, and improved longevity. It is challenging to determine the optimal diet for each individual, and we do not fully understand the genetic influence on food preferences. However, one approach to address this issue is to monitor our biological age indicators to see how our diet affects us. If we make significant changes in our diet or introduce elements like intermittent fasting, will we be able to observe these changes reflected in our indicators? Additionally, we must consider our functional state and overall well-being. Older individuals or those experiencing muscle loss or weakness may require higher protein intake compared to younger individuals. Studies have shown that a low-protein diet could be beneficial for them. It is important to understand that these aspects are not rigid and should be personalized based on individual needs. As we advance in scientific research, more biological markers of aging will undoubtedly be discovered. This will bring us closer to a deeper understanding of how nutrition influences the aging process. At the same time, we must consider that ultimately our lifestyle and personal behavior remain the primary factors determining the pace and manner in which we age. Thanks for watching, and stay healthy.